In this video we are going to create your very first AI tool in Langchain. It will only take us 5 minutes and we can do it with just 4 lines of code. So let's see how we can do that in Colab. First of all, I'm inside of my Google Drive folder here. Now I say New, click on More and select Google Colab. And this is our file. Let's call this SLT3, and we want to use Langchain, which is like a toolbox for AI tools. So our first line of code will be this one. This stands for an installation instruction to install 2 things. One is Langchain itself, and the second one is DuckDuckGo search. So let's click on the play button. This might take a few seconds because it needs to collect some files. And as soon as this stops spinning, we can continue. Actually, we can click here to close the output for the installation. Now let's add another code cell here. And here we want to say from the Langchain tools, we want to import something that is called DuckDuckGo search run. This is one of the things that have changed. It used to be DuckDuckGo search a few weeks ago. So if you run into trouble with anything of that, it might be because AI is changing so quickly that tutorials that are just a few months old might not work anymore. So let's try this. We have this green hook here, so it actually worked. Now let's add another code cell. We want to do a search, so we create this variable here and we say it is equal to DuckDuckGo search run, which is a function. So let's play that cell and it also works. And here comes cell number 4. We say search.run and as a parameter we pass a question here. In this case we say what is a sequential chain in Langchain? So let's run this one and see how it goes. And we see in the context of Langchain, a chain is a series of actions that is triggered by your starting prompt. That actions and their outputs need to move between systems and so on. It looks like a valid search result. Now let's change this and look for what is a prompt template in Langchain. Rerun this one. And now we get a prompt template can contain instructions for a language model, a set of few short templates to guide the model's response, and a question for the model. So that was a question for the model. We have passed it right in. But if you use something like a prompt template, you could actually make it work much better. For example, you could give it instructions and say something like, return a list of 10 items and I would like you to translate it to German. That is all possible, but basically this is already your first running Langchain app. You could export everything here and run it on your local system, but you would probably have to run this part yourself. In Colab it's done automatically when you type it in. For a local Python environment, you would probably need to create a virtual environment and install the required stuff yourself. I think this is very easy to understand. And this is also an easy example. And when I started out with Langchain, the very first question that I had was, okay, now that I have that, what can I do with it? And how can I change this fixed input and create something that a user could type in? Well, as we have finished our task with 4 lines here, let's add another one. It is going to be code. I will create a variable called my search request. It equals a user input. And this is the text that we will see. What are we going to search? So let's play this. And I would like to type in the question, what is DuckDuckGo search run? Now we need to remove the sentence below, and we are going to pass the argument my search request to our search run. Now let's play. Oh, I need to press enter. So this one is finished now. And now I can play the last cell. And it says DuckDuckGo is a search engine that is available as both a mobile browser app and a desktop extension. And here we get actually a description about how we can use it. So this is already helpful if you want to look something up for Langchain. You could now say file save, or you could say file download. And if you select download, you would be able to download it in the notebook style or as a Python file. So let's see how this looks like. This is our code. Now we could run the install commands with pip locally and run this on our local machine. Now let's hide the output here. And that's it for this video. And now you have learned how to create your own AI search tool with Langchain and DuckDuckGo. And you did it with just a few lines of Python code and Langchain. I say thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.